Well, happy Friday and welcome to our live show. This is Aaron and Zach's Mediocre Rafting Show, where we do our best to entertain you and educate you about rafting stuff. Basically, we probably, we're more than rafting. Aren't we kayakers too, Aaron? Should we talk about kayaking once in a while? Why are we calling it a rafting
We can talk
show?
about it from the perspective of bad kayaking. Bad kayakers. I think now you got your paddle. You're feeling you're feeling good about your kayaking again. And you want to talk about it there. So,
I've been paddling pretty well, but yeah, we're I guess a rafting show. And just so you guys know, we're on this show every Friday at 2:00. We're live. We like doing this. This is just a conversation Aaron and I would probably have anyway. So it's really fun to share with everybody in the audience. And also we love getting the comments. So those of you that leave comments, have questions, especially this episode. This episode is not, there's no videos. This is all just, I'm going to call it science. Although it's not real science, it's more of just like us playing with some things that we're super curious about. And we think you will be too. So before I get into what the topics are, I want to remind you all to hit the like button. If you hit the like button, more people see this and it gets out to the world. And subscribe. I really want to have as many subscribers as possible because that's the game in YouTube, number of subscribers. So just hit that subscribe button. Please tap it nicely. And that way you can be part of our club. The rafting video club.
Well, let's be honest, Zach. Your self-worth is based upon how many subscribers you have, and you need to see that continue to move up for you to feel good.
It has to move up. It has to move up.
You want to see that going. Yeah.
In the YouTube world, it's interesting. If you are sort of stagnant, you're like, why am I doing this? Right. But if you see it growing, more subscribers, like, okay, I'm motivated. I want to do more of these. And you know what? I think I have like 4,000 subscribers around there. You look at some people that have 1.5 million, 2 million, 10 million. That's crazy. I mean, that's unbelievable. So I'm really proud to have 4,000 subscribers. I really want to get to 5,000. That's going to be a big number.
Yeah. Well, I think, Zach, we have to change topics if we really want to get those 10 million subscribers. I'm not sure if there's 10 million people who search for rafting stuff.
Talk about YouTube. Bitcoin.
Yeah. Let's just start talking about. We call ourselves Bitcoin experts. No, but going back to it, joking about that, but I think seeing people subscribe and seeing people interact and seeing people view it does motivate us to put more time into it and is appreciated. So thanks.
Yeah, and I mean, I spent some money this week, and we're gonna destroy some things. So this episode is gonna cost me a few $100 to do. So I'm more motivated to break things and buy things for the show if I have subscribers. So I think it's worth it. So with that, I want to introduce the topics. First of all, we're talking about river knives. I think a lot of people have strong opinions about river knives, and I have some strong opinions too about whether to have an internal knife or external knife. And what really matters, I think, personally, is how well they cut rope. So we're going to do some tests with some different knives to see how they cut rope right here live. And if any of you out there are watching the show and you have your knife and want to cut some rope with us, I think we can even bring you on the show. So grab your river knife. Then we also have, I want to test tear aid. There was a video Sotar put out recently about raft repair claiming that type B tear aid was better for repairing urethane than type A. But everybody you ask says type A. But what Sotar said is when they see tear aid repairs come back, type B is harder to get off than type A, which would lead me to think that type B tear aid is better for repairing in the field than type A. But now that I think about it, how do they know it's type B? When they get a repair back, does the person say they use type B?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a very good question.
So maybe that was just made up. I don't know. Maybe they asked them, what tear aid did you use? Kayaks just emails you hit the next 1,000. Yeah. We'll do a kayaking episode at some point. So we're gonna put a hole in the thwart here in a sec and put type A and type B on each side and pump it back up and see which one holds longer. I'm just curious.
Are you gonna use a knife to put the hole in to see which knife can cut a hole in it easier?
No, here's the thwart right here. I have the thwart pumped up, ready to go. But
oh god, that's a nice thwart, Zach.
It's a nice thwart. It's gonna be painful.
Whoa. Oh,
what's
Zach.
more? The answer here is important. So this is a nice Sotar thwart that I have.
God, that is beautiful.
We have to. This is for science, right? So
tell me it's like the wrong size or something's weird about it.
No, it's just a thwart. The thing is, I can have it repaired. So whatever. And whatever.
Oh.
We need to have the information. So first of all, let's start with this. Let's pop this thwart, put some holes in it. What I want to do is put some holes in it, put some terrate on each side, let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes while we talk about knives a little bit. And then, oh man, Mark Rivers, PT, DPT, badass. Mark, thanks for sending us that Grand Canyon video too. I got him, but we're not going to talk about him this week. We'll talk about him next week. But yeah, sacrifice for science. So I need to cut this. And you know, the one thing about river knives is that you don't want a pointy tip.
Make yourself bigger, bro. It's hard to see.
I can't. How about I can move backwards?
No, I mean, sorry, make your screen full screen.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
I can let's do this. Hold on. There's a setting.
Yeah, get rid of me.
How about that? I'll
That's
put you
way
on the
better.
side.
Oh,
So,
thanks.
Yeah. So a good river knife can't pop a boat. So this is just a good chance. This is a new Gerber knife I want to show off, show people about. This is the River Shorty. Can't pop a boat, right? These are the knives we have to practice with right now. Talk about. This is my favorite one, the Easy Out rescue knife. Can't pop a boat. But
Why do they all not have points on them?
so that when they fall out, they don't hurt you. Right? It's good they're dull at the ends. Why do you need a point? Oh,
I thought it was so you could like use it like a screwdriver for like tightening like to the index as a screwdriver. That was my thought.
It's more like I don't want to stab people on accident or stab the boat on accident. So I like having a dull knife. What you're saying is the end of a river knife is like a screwdriver, which I've never thought of. That's
flathead. Yeah.
I'm super hesitant to use a knife as a screwdriver though, because it's a knife. What if it slips? You know, like I don't want to be doing this with a knife. So, I just cut myself there.
I mean, it's not ideal, but I think, you know, when you don't have anything else accessible.
I need a real knife. Here, we got a real knife. So let's do this. Let's just pop this bad boy, cut some holes in it, put some terrate on.
So let's just go back because remember before.
This is the one thing too I've heard about Sotars. This is interesting. They took us to the factory one time. They tried to pop a hole in it with a knife and they couldn't. So this just shows like, there we go. I got a hole in it. There we go.
Oh, Zach, so bad.
So Aaron, that's about, I don't know. I'm going to put that size hole there.
How long is it? About an inch? Put an inch hole?
A little more. I'm going to put another hole here before I still can. It's actually surprisingly hard to put a hole in this Sotar fabric.
Remember when they were talking in so far that you're supposed to cut people out of a boat using your knife?
Who said that?
I'm not gonna say which company, but they said if someone got trapped underneath your boat, you cut out the floor.
I've never heard that.
That was told to us in like I got really upset with it. I was like, have you tried that? And clearly right there, it's very hard to cut through a boat with a knife.
Well, this is a really good sharp tip knife. I mean, you can do it. You're not gonna be able to cut through with like a River Shorty, right? You need a pointy end to cut.
But even once you get it started, continue to cut would be hard, probably. Won't it?
Once you get started, it's actually pretty easy. Actually, once I got the knife in there, it really wants to go. Yeah, let me grab a tape measure so I can make sure these are the same size holes here.
Great.
So here we go. This one is.
You don't have a Hypalon thwart hanging around there, too?
No, I don't. That's 1 3/4 inches. And that one's 1.5 inches. So I'm gonna make that one a little bit bigger. Can you hear me still?
Oh yeah. Okay. It's a little distant, but yeah, I hear you well.
Yeah, I'm far away from the mic. So we're gonna go legit size here. We're gonna go 1 inch. Well, that's 1 3/4 inches. Yeah. So while we're doing this, Aaron, I've been thinking about another topic we can talk about while I do this.
Yeah.
About the difference between a trip leader and a head guide. Sorry to throw this on you.
Wow. Let's do it.
I'm doing training videos for our guides right now, where I have this like an online course for new guides, and I just recorded a video that talks about the difference between those styles, like what's the difference between a trip leader and a head guide. And what I'm saying, tell me what you think, is that a head guide, it's a more inclusive style of leadership, right? Where it's like you listen to opinions of other guides, and you're maybe not the best guide on the trip, right? Maybe there's more experienced guides with you. You're just the head guide who collects the information, makes a decision. A trip leader is more of a top-down leadership style. Have you seen that, or do you feel that way, or am I right, or am I wrong?
Oh, I was thinking you're gonna go the other way, where head guide is someone who just sees themselves as another guide, but they're in charge of the guides, and the trip leader sees themselves as in charge of the overall quality of the trip much more so, and they take on more responsibility for it, like in terms of just like guest well-being, like head guide, just like I'm in charge of making sure this trip gets down the river safely and whatever. You complain because whatever, you don't like this or that, or you don't like this person's jokes. That's not my issue. That was more my initial thought versus a trip leader is like, they're trying to think big picture. They're trying to see everything. So I didn't look at the way you were looking at it, I guess I'm saying. But
I've always thought that trip leaders it's more of a top down. Like, I'm the trip leader, I'm in charge. We're going to do what I want. Listen to me. And head guides is more of like, hey, what do you guys think? Should we do lunch here, lunch there? I
think that's more just style. I think there's head guides and trip leaders who like both ways. So I don't really think the term really matters that much. I think you get head guides who are that way, and you got.
So I'm going to put some comments up, Aaron. I'm going to round corners. So when you use tear aid, you want to round the corners. So for good practice, I'm going to round the corners.
I'm going to say this, like Nick, like if you've ever tried to cut out a floor and cut the laces on your lace-in floor and then pull the material out, it's not easy. Like I've taken that. If you've replaced the lacing in a floor before, you'll know it's a pain to begin with. And imagine doing it in the river, on the water, where a boat's half wrapped. Yeah, good luck. It's time consuming. It's not going to happen fast. If someone's done it fast, I'd love to hear it. But it just came out real quick. But it's like there's a lot of tension. But I feel like there's a lot of friction between those eyelets, and then pulling the material out and trying to get in there and cut it. I've just done it in a warehouse, trying to take out an old piece and then put a new piece in, and it takes a long time to pull out the old piece. It's not that easy. So,
okay, let's go to Dustin's comment really quick too. Dustin, aren't you launching on a private trip today? I thought you guys had already launched. This is not the smartest way to put tear on. It works.
Yeah, how hard are you talking about cranking with the screwdriver? What do you guys? It's not best practices, but I've seen people use it that way, and that's what I thought their intention was.
Is people caught under rafts a thing that happens often? Is this really something? Isn't it one of those things where every time it's a little bit different? You're like, oh, this time we'll do this. Like, you can't say that I always cut people out of the floor, right? Sorry, I'm going back on a thing. Like, you can't say like, hey, if somebody's sick, the solution is always cut the floor out. I think it's more of a judgment thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I got the type B on there. So yes, no. Oh, there we go. Not best practices.
Okay, Rafting Magazine talks about it to being a screwdriver. Cutting rope to spreading peanut butter to being a screwdriver. So I think some people, I think that I'm not saying that I like to use it that way at all. I think people view that as a use for it. I will say, I don't know if I've ever used mine that way. Maybe once or twice on a, what are those called? On a hose clamp. When your hose clamp
never on a hose clamp. It seems like it won't fit.
It can. You get in there. I've done it before because you had nothing else. So.
Yeah, Dustin, I should have known that. Sorry, I'm an idiot. And then Nate Hobbs, I'm stoked to meet you someday. I'm really excited to boat with you. Sorry, I wish I could have boated with you guys when you were here in Oregon, Washington. But Nate's the guy who did the video with Rafting Magazine that sort of spurred a lot of this, right? Where it was like, hey, what is the best way to repair boats? Should we stop using glue? Which I think we should. And then that's the one where the guys at Sotar mentioned that type B is better for repairing urethane. I asked Wing the other day and they said type A, and I said, do you have any proof? And they're like, no, we just read the box. So Wing said they were going to do some tests, but this seems like a good test, right, Aaron? I have two.
So are we testing type A versus type B right now?
Type A versus type B. I got the type B on there.
And are you just doing external or are you doing internal, external?
No. I'm just doing external. This should be a good test, right?
Yeah.
And if we're doing internal, I have 1.5-inch holes with each type of tear aid covering it with a solid. I'm trying to put the exact same patch in the exact same way on both of them. Hold on, this is delicate work. This is delicate work.
It looks like Tegaderm.
It is like Tegaderm.
I wonder if you could put Tegaderm on it. If that would work.
We can find out. I mean, I have some Tegaderm here. You call it Tegaderm or Tegaderm?
I don't know.
That's the beauty of this is we can test all kinds of stuff. And I also brought what you suggested, Tyvek tape.
Ooh, so I really want to see that because that's actually pretty reasonably priced for a lot.
Yeah, so like this 5 feet of tear is like $30. This is like 100 feet of Tyvek tape is $13.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have type A and type B. Now, the question I have for the audience or Aaron or whatever you think is, do you think they need time? Like, do you think is it an instant bond? Like, are they bonded right now, or they need a few minutes? Should we just do this? That's what I'm asking. So here's the patches, if you guys can see them. Can you see them there?
Not really, Zach. It's really hard to see them. Where are they? Point to them.
We'll see the
A, B. You can see the A and the B. You can't see the patch even.
I'll bring them in closer to the camera. How about A? You see them there?
Oh yeah, I can see now that you can see the B. Yeah, you can kind of see them. Yep. Yeah, you got the A and the B next to them, not on the patch. Okay.
So I think what we're gonna do is just pump this up and see which one fails first.
Sounds good.
Okay, Dustin, that's a good question. Did you clean the surface of the thwart? I did not. So we could do another round and clean it. I just did what I normally do, the lazy, quick solution. Let's get down the river. But in our new repair kits, in the Rafting magazine thing, they suggested using MBK. And I would not suggest using that without a respirator and gloves. And so somebody else recommended acetone to clean the fabric. But we're putting in our boats, we're putting in alcohol swabs.
I mean, I feel like the whole point of this, Zach, is a temporary repair to get you off the river and to avoid using a bunch of toxic chemicals and not to carry a bunch of toxic chemicals. So maybe it doesn't hold quite as well. But like if you're doing an inside patch, how much do you really need to clean the inside of it before you put the patch on?
It's certainly going to help, right? It's not going to hurt. Hold on, I lost my
mouth. Well, it's going to hurt your life. That's the problem.
That's the thing is like this stuff is gnarly. I hate MBK. I mean, toluene's bad. MBK is worse. And I honestly don't want to use toluene without having good body protection, good everything. So.
Yeah, I was dumb and did boat repair when I was younger. And
tons of time. I look back at all the times I've inhaled those fumes. I don't need to do it anymore. And, so I don't like doing it. Well, let's do this. Let's pump it up. What do you think?
Yeah, all right, let's do it. Are you going to use your cool pump?
Oh, yeah.
Get this done fast.
The volume in with this, and then pop it off with the thing. So I'm using the Makita here with the adapter. And for those of you that don't know about the adapter, it's this thing at the end. You see it? It's a little bar in there.
It's not too close in. Okay, yeah.
Okay, well, it opens the valve when you push it in. And then you pull it out and the valve closes. And then let's just pump it up and see what happens. So I guess I'll just put this facing the camera. What do you think?
Yeah, we can see A right now. We can't see B. If you can roll it forward, can you put a little something underneath it, roll it forward, and like put something on the backside so that there you go. That's pretty good. That's about as good as it's been.
All right.
What?
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, go for it.
Do you see A's already bubbling?
Is it?
No, maybe not. Oh, no, it's not. Hold on. It wasn't that bubbling. Guys, I'm super excited to know the answer to this. Now, I'm wondering, is there going to be a super obvious answer, or is it going to be just kind of like a little bit of both? So what the guys at Sotar were saying were that they think B has more glue in it.
But they won't reveal they won't reveal like the mix. Terry won't tell us what's in it.
I mean, look at A looks to me like it wants to. It's.
How hard is the port right now? How does it feel real? No?
It's not. I'm pumping with one hand here. Hold on. This valve thing isn't staying in. Hold on, I gotta move some stuff off the table. All right, here we go.
Like the scare's gonna explode in my face for some reason. It's weird.
Yeah, I know. I'm next to it.
Is it bubbling?
Okay. That was the B.
Yeah, B just blew off there, huh?
That was the B. And A is still solid.
Can you put the B back on? If you put the B back on there, will it kind of hold again?
Yeah.
Just try to pump it up a little bit and see what happens. See if it'll hold some. How taut was it when it blew?
I didn't check, but it was fine. It was fine.
I expected it to more do like when you used to use duct tape on your little, inflatable little inner tubes.
I mean, what's happening is that there's bubbling. You can't see it, but it's bubbling. Like it's creating a bubble here, and then it usually gives out the side. So I'm not going to call this scientific, and maybe we need to do one where I clean it so it's exactly fair. But just out of curiosity now, while we're doing this,
throw the
Tyvek tape on.
Yeah.
I mean, this is pretty easy to do, right? So all of our new repair kits are going to have this Tyvek tape. Hopefully, I didn't just waste a bunch of money on Tyvek tape. But this seems like a really quick. Was this your idea, Aaron?
Some pack rafters recommended.
I mean, that looks pretty solid, actually. All right, let's see. I mean, so from our little bit of science there, which I think science requires more data points. So, and I could clean it better and stuff, and maybe I'll do that later. But here's the B.
Yeah, that looks
Tyvek tape. This, you saw how easy that was? I didn't even round the corners. I just threw the Tyvek tape on. Okay, I can already tell you the Tyvek tape is better than the B.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Are we gonna put him out? Are we gonna put Terry out of business here with this? Show?
Do you see the A? The A. Ooh. I'll tell you the difference right away I can see is that the A is bulging and the Tyvek tape isn't. Like I think this Tyvek tape has more rigidity to it.
The A is bulging a lot more.
Do you see the bulge in the A?
Yeah.
Oh geez, I'm scared now. I think one of them is gonna go here. It's pretty tight. This is. Yeah, I hear hair coming out of something. So the Tyvek tape is going, and it's because it's just not. I just put it on quickly. Like there's some wrinkles in it. Do you see the wrinkle? See the wrinkles in it?
Yeah.
So it's going because of the wrinkles. You know what I want to do? Is I want to put a couple of strips of Tyvek tape on. I bet I can make a Tyvek tape empire that is better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Reinforce on the sides because it doesn't go out. It's not as wide as the.
Yeah, and maybe check this out. So I'm gonna do this. The Tyvek tape I think has more rigidity to it. Like you know what I mean? Like has more.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
So let's do that. But check this out. This is.
Did you have any Gorilla tape around, Zach?
I do. That's part of this experiment. But check this out. What if I do cross hatch it a little bit? Right. Do a couple sideways ones. This Tyvek tape, it's really easy to use because it's just it's on a roll. And I should be probably for good practice. What am I missing in here for best practices, Aaron?
PPE.
No. Maybe. I should probably wear glasses.
Yeah.
No. I probably should be rounding the corners, but the Tyvek tape, it's so thin.
Well, I think rounding the corners makes sense if you're just talking a minute here. If you're going and rafting for a day, then rounding the corners makes sense because it's going to get caught on something. That corner is going to get pulled up. But for just doing it for this, where it's failing from the inside out, I feel like doing the corners is to keep it from something catching the outside.
All right. So Tyvek tape. I think what do you think is going to win here? I'm going to put 2 more pieces of Tyvek tape down. you think it's going to be the type A Terraid or the Tyvek tape?
I don't know. That A seems to be holding up really well.
Yeah, but this, I'm building an empire right here. This doesn't seem like it's going to want to give.
And is this a Sotar tube or a
Sotar?
Okay. Are the Sotar and the wing?
I think
the material is exactly the same, or are they a little different?
I think this is the old Sotar that's better material, like the one that I think it's an older Thor.
You put a lot of layers on there, Zach.
I did a really well. I'm building an empire. It's Tyvek tape. It's easy. All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let me see if I can.
Or you can hear it better than anything, so it's really hard to see like the angle.
Oh, there's the A and there's the Tyvek tape, so you can kind of see both of them. Okay, here we go. What do you think, Aaron?
I want it to be Tyvek, but I think the A is going to hold up. The A has just been killing it.
I don't know. This Tyvek tape is an empire. It's not bulging at all. See how the A is bulging?
It's right. This angle you can't really tell, but I feel like it's gotta like cover my face, even though I know it's weird. I feel like I need to cover my face, protect myself.
I'm gonna put safety glasses on. I can't get hurt doing this, right?
I mean, Zach, you can get hurt just walking out your front door, so you can get hurt doing anything. But most likely, I think you're pretty good.
Well, I gotta put both hands into this.
Which one?
Tyvek.
Tyvek.
But
that's impressive. You hammered on it that time.
It came out the side too, where the A is just the A is bulging more, but it doesn't. It's more attached.
So it seems like what they said. That's the right. The A is the right one for it.
Well, no. Sotar said B.
Oh no, but no. Terry though said to use A.
Oh, Terry said it's correct. Yeah. I mean, I've asked. So in the video, the guys at Sotar seem very confident in their thinking, and they were like, "No, of course it's B." Okay, so I bought a bunch of B for our kits. Now I regret that. I think so. From that one test, and I might do some more when I'm not on live video. But when I pumped up the second time, the A went way past where the B had failed. Right, the B, like that was way more pressure. So I would go A, Tyvek tape, B. On your
so here, another question for you. I feel like if you put an inside on it, it's going to make a big difference.
Yeah, of course.
The inside, if you can get an inside in there, it's going to be so strong.
Yeah. No, the inside patch is way better. So this isn't. I mean, what they talked about in the video was that you cut the hole bigger so you can get the inside patch in. It's just really not fun to put an inside patch in. So that was 1.5 inches. It held just fine with decent pressure. If we take in, I mean, I don't want you to sit here for 10 minutes, right? And watch me do an inside patch and just mess it up. But an inside patch would handle a lot more pressure. But the goal here was to find out which Terraid worked better. And I think it's pretty obvious. This stuff, yeah, the Terraid's pretty awesome. Yeah, surface prep makes a difference for sure.
I think he's talking about our show, Zach. I think Kevin was talking about our show.
Oh, our show. Yeah, no, our show is not about Mediocre. Sorry, you haven't seen. We'll mess something up here in a minute. Don't worry. We'll embarrass ourselves quick. Yeah, I mean, maybe if we have time or next show, I'll do surface prep and then do it. Yeah, I just used a Carlson pump. It worked fine. Yeah, that's the thing is like it's hard, because the Terraid has a backing. It's easier to get your scissors in there and do like a around the corner. The Tyvek tape is a little more flimsy, so it'd be harder around the corners on. But it's just you get look at how much you get. This is I feel like this if I remember right, this is 100 feet. So you could put it on, fail, put it on, fail. You could repair it 5 times a day and still do a 10-day trip and have enough of the stuff.
And you could, yeah. And if you put it, I feel like if you put an inside patch on it, it would hold up pretty darn well.
Is this 2-inch Tyvek tape or 3-inch Tyvek tape?
Ooh, there's 3-inch?
This is 2-inch. Yeah, I didn't even know there was 3-inch.
3-inch. Whoa, that's a game changer.
Yeah, Yeah, well, Terraid comes. You can buy it from them directly in like 6 inches wide. So I've been thinking of buying a roll of that. That'd be pretty sweet too. Terraid is pretty impressive. So here's how I've always felt Terraid was, and I think is the correct answer. Type B is for PVC. So if your boat is made in China, like a pretty easy thing, it's type B. If your boat is made in the US, it's type A. Right.
If it's made in Korea, it's type A.
Most Korean boats are PVC, so they're type B. But I think that, if so, Hypalon and urethane type A, PVC type B. That's how I've always felt historically. And so, yeah, thanks, Zach. Denise, my understanding was that that's what they said in the video, but I don't know if that's how they know that. I have no idea. But that could have been wrong data. Like what we just did could have been, that was one try. We need to do it. We need to clean it, do it 50 times. So maybe I'll try to do it. But I'm convinced, like I don't need any more convincing personally, that type A for urethane. Removing the valve and doing the inside patch. Removing the valve to do inside patch?
Yeah, because you can go through the valve hole. But it's not that big of a hole. That's an interesting idea, Nick.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, A on an Avon. Avons are Hypalon. So A on an Avon. Jack's plastic or PVC. Yep. Nathan, what did you say no to?
What was up above?
Air would be B. Well, air is interesting. So air, the outside tubes are PVC. The inside tubes are urethane. So all the times I've repaired airboats, I've used Terraid to do the inside, the little clear tube, and the outside you sew it up. Right? Because you need rigidity on the outside. And so this came up in a discussion. Somebody said, well, why does air send type A with their urethane? Like if type B is better for urethane, they should be sending type B. So, air is, they generally have done the research. So that's what got me thinking maybe it is type A.
Wait, so, okay. Can we go back for a second? I'm getting a little confused between A and B.
Cool.
So A, just to recap, in the A category.
Oh, let's do it this way. B is PVC.
Yeah,
A is everything else.
Okay. And is that what the manufacturer is saying, or is that what Sotar was saying?
So if you read the box, this is what you read the box. It says, do I have a B box here somewhere? Hold on, let me look.
But the box, on the box, it says
the box, it says for vinyl. It says for PVC and vinyl. And then no, I had the box right here. So for B, it says for vinyl and vinyl coated materials. That's all it says. Which to me is PVC. For A, it has this massive list, right? When somebody says a boat is urethane fabric, it's actually, isn't it technically like polyurethane? And then like, is it, what is it? What actually is it? I don't know. I can't like look at this and know. People say Sotar is urethane, but it's actually something else. So, in the video, they explain that maybe it's vinyl. I don't know. High side Hypalon urethane Schaefer's. Oh yeah. So I would use, for a high side that's Hypalon, I would use type A for the Hypalon part and type B for the floor. Yeah, for the urethane floor. Yep. And actually, somebody sent me a note that they have a Moravia, which is PVC covered in urethane. And they said that type A did not work on Moravia and type B worked great. But with the Moravia, the floor is PVC. So you wouldn't want type B for the floor. And then it sounds like you want type B from Moravia. I don't know. We're not saying facts here.
The inside of the Moravia is PVC, correct? So if you're doing an inside, if you're doing an inside patch, you'd want type B. An outside patch, you'd want type A.
But I think they were saying that the outside of the Moravias, you'd want type B as well, from their experience. That's one person. So there's a lot of one person, like, why this worked better? And then people start believing it. Terraid vinyl patches can inhibit that locks vinyl. Yeah, I read that too, actually. Thanks, Marcus. So I don't know if there's oils in urethane boats. Adhesives. Yeah. Comments about prep for the show. I don't know what that. I still don't know what that means. Do we need to prep better? Aaron actually ate a sandwich before the show this time instead of starting the show eating a sandwich. So that was nice.
Yeah, I'm working. I'm getting there.
So anyway, just that was just for my benefit. Those of you watching can take it or leave it. From that one time, that's enough to tell me personally for our trips, I'm going to make sure there's type A tear aid in all of our kits. Type A and type B both work, but I feel pretty comfortable they're saying type A is way better from what we just did. And then those of you out there that want more data, go buy yourself a thwart, cut it in half, and run a bunch of simulations, do all the prep.
Zach, can you do the Gorilla Tape real fast?
No, come on, Aaron, really?
Yeah, if it's right there, it takes like 2 minutes. Let's see if it's way worse than the Type X. Just do one piece of Gorilla Tape over there.
Let me to pull off the
Type X.
Pull the Type X off. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, get rid of the Type X.
This is actually hard to get off. Oh, no, it's not.
You know what would be interesting is if you clean that one real well, and then put another piece of A on later on and pump it up right away and see if the A that's
if the cleaning made a difference.
Well, the cleaning made a difference. If that one lasts longer, then you'd say the cleaning made a difference. If that one didn't last as long, then you'd say maybe the time it was on made a difference.
That's the question. Does it need to kind of bond with the fabric, or is it immediate?
Yeah.
Tyvek over. Hold on. Yeah. So
here's another question too. Does temperature, if it's warmer out, I wonder if the tape doesn't work as well.
Tyvek over tear. Well, I mean, we just showed Jay Clute that Type A tear aid is going to be better than Tyvek. But Tyvek, I think Tyvek's
He's saying
better
the Tyvek over the top of it. He's saying put a Tyvek over the tear aid.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's why we have this, right? Why not have this? It's $13. If you're doing a trip, this can do a lot of saving the day. All right, so here's Gorilla Tape. Gorilla Tape is pretty legit. We're doing Gorilla Tape versus the Type A. Got to put my safety glasses on. All right, here we go. I bet that, I mean, we just repaired an 18-inch tear with Type A on the inside, Gorilla Tape on the outside. All right. So the one thing immediately I can tell is it's not bulging. It's already leaking.
Yeah. All right, that was fun. Thanks, Zach, for doing that. Thanks for putting up with me on that last part. I was just curious because that clearly was way worse than anything else. It's nice just to have like the crappy one, like the crappy option.
But having been at the side of the river in the rain multiple times, gluing boats for half an hour, waiting for 4 hours. Right. I've even done a repair that we let sit overnight, and the first thing in the morning it popped, and we had to redo it. Like after those disasters, I mean, all of this stuff is a game changer, right? Give me Gorilla Tape and just get down the river.
And let's be honest, anyone can put tape on a hole. You know what I mean? Like it's not like, oh, hey guys, I gotta have to train you in depth about how to do, patching. Like that's a serious, like time intensive training to teach people how to do patches versus how to put tape on a hole. Cover the hole, try to, make it flat, maybe, like a few things, but it's not nearly the same.
I mean, now I'm kind of curious. Hold on, everybody. Now I kind of want to clean this and then put another Type A over the top and see how much pressure we can put in and see if we can make the one that's dirty blow. So I'm going to use alcohol wipes, which are not good at cleaning, but they're not going to kill me either. Right? Like if I do alcohol wipes, I'm going to do an alcohol wipe. Why not? Right. And then I'm not doing like the most thorough cleaning ever. I mean, I can see dirt coming off right now.
Oh, really?
Right. It's actually cleaning things. It actually is working pretty well. Yeah, it actually pulled that B off pretty quick too. It's surprising. Wow, that's clean.
Ooh, that's an interesting thing. If the B adhesive wasn't, Zach, if the B adhesive wasn't as good and we put the Tyvek tape over it, the Tyvek tape was sitting on the B adhesive. So we really weren't getting.
No, the B adhesive was gone. Nah, it was gone. I can just tell.
I thought you just said you're wiping it off right now.
The letter B.
Oh.
Like you can see with the alcohol, it definitely cleaned it. And then, all right, let me take some type A here. Let me cut another patch. And we'll just do this is going to require safety gear for sure. I'll wear a helmet.
Do you have a face shield?
No, I sometimes I do, but I left in Grants Pass. All right, so we're going to do type A on a cleaned versus the other type A, which has seen multiple, right? The other type A has been multiple times attacked. It's not a fresh type A, right? It's probably a little bit, it's been abused. This is a brand new type A on a clean. So this one should definitely win because it's fresh and it hasn't come off yet. And I can't stress enough, everyone, the rounding the corners is key. Having done a bunch of these in the past, this is all about rounding the corners. God, dude, inside patch is just brutal. All right, so let's set this. I can't imagine doing this on the inside. All right, so there we go. Oh, man, I messed this up. I gotta redo it.
Another reason for the Tyvek. Oh, whatever. Just take another piece off and you're done. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that's a reason also to like have plenty of tear rate, right? Like, don't just by a little bit. Like those 5-foot strips of it are $30, right?
Yeah.
So
I remember we fixed a small little like half-inch hole on a safety cat one year, and we just left it like the whole season with just the tear rate on it.
Yeah,
it like we're just like, oh, let's see what happens, and it lasted a couple months.
I have friends who've done permanent patches with tear rate for like little like tiny holes. Oh, no, we put a bunch of holes in the floor of one of our NRS boats a couple years ago, and the guides put tear rate on to get it down the river, and we sent it back to get repaired, and the repair factory didn't notice one of the tear rate holes because the way it was on there. Hold on, don't distract me here. See if I can get this right this time. They didn't notice the tear rate patch, one of the tear rate patches, and it was on there for another whole season, and did fine.
Wow.
Oh, jeez. You know what? I'm doing this. It's good enough. That's terrible. Aaron, I did a terrible job here.
Well, it's hard. But, you know, Zach, that's a variable involved with it is how hard it is to get that stuff to lie flat.
And just imagine getting it on the inside. Right? Like, how do you get it on?
I feel like I pulled them up before and re-put them down.
All right.
Like they started to go right.
So I'm going to lay, this is A clean. I'm writing on there, and then A has been abused. The A clean isn't as smooth. It's actually put on here pretty good. It's actually on here pretty good. But yeah, I did a show.
All right.
So let's just do one more. I want to see how this is more or less about the cleaning, although it's there, and more about how heavily can we pump this thing up before something goes. And I think what we're going to see is the pressure the A can handle is much more than that B even got close to. All right, here we go. It's hard, it's also hard to put patches on when you're on a live YouTube show. Right? Like if you're in the field,
Zach,
not pressure.
That's part of the responsibility.
What do you mean it's part of the responsibility?
We got to step up.
We're still mediocre. All right, here we go. Hold on. I gotta put my
safety glasses.
All right, here we go. Okay, that's some pretty solid pressure. That's right now. This is normal. I think Sotar. How much I'd pump my Sotar normally right here? About. The original one popped, and it catastrophically went. So, oh no, I just spilled something. So anyway, the moral of the story here is, I think cleaning matters.
The clean one lasted better. The second one.
Clean one, yeah. The clean one doesn't even look like it had a problem. The not clean one.
But the not clean one, you've loaded it multiple times.
Yeah, so it's hard to say. The cleaning definitely makes a difference, Aaron.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not arguing that either. I'm just saying we know like stressing, like stressing a bar over and over again. It's going to over time. You remember the stress strain curves? Remember doing that stuff? Yeah.
Yeah. No, the one that had been almost a failure a couple times.
Yeah.
Spilled my water doing that. The one that had been to failure a couple times. Man, like all of this electronics, this isn't good. If my computer dies, it's because I spilled water all over my computer.
Okay. So just to review, Zach, so we've got box A did by far the best. Tyvek was next best. Significantly better than box B?
I feel like, yeah. After Mike's, I felt like Tyvek was a nice step up from B.
Okay. And then we got box B, and then we've got Gorilla Tape.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you could pump it up to like normal pressure with the Tyvek before it exploded, or would you say no, you need to leave it soft?
I would run it soft. I'd run them all soft. Even the Type A, I'd run soft. I feel more confident if I do the alcohol wipe and clean it up. I'd run the A close to normal, but you'd want to hit a rock and give a little bit before, like being super stiff. And but the other ones I'd run super soft.
Even the Tyvek.
I'd run the Tyvek soft too. Yeah, I mean, Richard, we would too. Yeah, if you wanted to go ahead and do that, that'd be awesome. We'd super appreciate it. I'd love dying in other pressure. This is what I think raft manufacturers could do, maybe, because you'd think that they would want to give good advice about how to repair their boats in the field. So it'd be really cool if they did some experiments on their time off. This is just for us, just quickly doing it. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Talk about knives. Talk about river knives. And thank you. Yeah, actually, I will send you that thwart, Richard. Send me a note with your email. I will send you that thwart if you want to do this for us. It's ready. It's ready for testing. So there's a lot of debate about river knives. Which one is the best and why? And I think a lot of people like external knives, external on their PFD. Mm-hmm. Where are you at on that? Are you an internal, like foldable knife in your pocket, or are you an external knife guy?
I've run both, and I've sometimes run both at the same time. So, why? Well, because I have a river shorty on the external. I think every time you pull it in and out over time, you're gonna
this one, right?
Yeah,
that's a Gerber river shorty.
Yep, I got one right here. Yeah, I actually traded someone. Someone gave me another one of those other type, and I didn't like it, and I traded it for this one because I like. So
you still use the river shorty?
I like the river shorty. Yeah, okay. But I don't wear. I wear it in a kind of an unconventional place where most people don't wear theirs externally.
Where do you put it? I
put it like if I'm wearing my vest here. Hold on there.
Oh, you're prepared, Aaron. Wow, no sandwiches and you have. That's not your PFD. That's not actually what you wear.
Yeah, this is my pack rafting PFD. Okay. It's light and small, but basically I wear mine
like hidden down the side, kind of.
Yeah, so I got the handle facing up. It's like this, and then and then that way it's really out of the way. I don't really ever catch it. Like this is a little bit. It's here. I can pull it out. I can get it with either hand. It's out of the way. This is a little different one than my normal one. It doesn't usually sit underneath quite like this, but whatever.
I think a good thing to think about river knives is that you can close your eyes and deploy your river knife with one hand.
Yep.
You can do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Either hand. Yep.
Another thing is, can you deploy it with either hand?
Yep.
So you can reach your hand over and deploy that knife with the opposite hand.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
And so I like it because it's accessible by both. And too many people. I started wearing that because everyone who had it there, they kept losing them. Like they, get pulled back in the boat or something and they lose it.
Yeah.
Or you do that little, like, I see you got the bungee on yours. People have the bungee, and I didn't like that either.
The bungee's dangerous.
Yeah,
I mean, the bungee when I used to wear this one a lot, it would wrap up around and it'd be out of the way. But you could flip it off and pull it out because this river shorty, the classic river knife. I mean, there's thousands of these at the bottom of rivers right now. These things fall out like crazy.
Yeah, no. But I like some people had it where it breakaway would be like a rubber band, so you could just grab it and pull it and break away. Yeah. I thought that was a little bit better. But I just here on the front, catch it rowing. It's just in the way climbing back in the boat. I really liked it on the side. Actually,
and you want a knife you can just quickly get to and save the day.
Just I don't have to mess with it. I don't have to be like, oh, I got to open my zipper. And then also, like, I think about if my hands are cold. Like, I've been on a lot of trips where, like, dude, like unzipping a zipper at the end of the day, I can't unzip a zipper. You know, I can't get my hands are so cold from rafting. So I like that too. It's like, it's not like I don't have to deploy it and open it up. I can just like one hand pull it out, and I can, if I need to, I can use it.
Okay. I'm going to make the claim here. I've been playing with river knives a little bit, that all the external river knives that exist are bad at cutting rope. And that you actually want an internal knife because there's one in particular that's better than far better than the rest at cutting rope. So the time you save getting to it is made up in speed of cutting rope. So that's what we're going to demonstrate today. I want to go through, I have 4 knives here, and I wish I had more. I had to actually trade somebody a good knife for their crappy knife to get one of these. And I bought one of these to test it out for the show. But I have 4 river knives. This is one that people probably I'm going to go big. That people might recognize. I run this one for a long time. It's actually a diving knife, but it has a really cool mechanism. You just push these and pull it out. It has the best mechanism, and it's not super big. So this is one of them. The classic river shorty. Most of us have used this one. The one that I think is the best, which is the Gerber Easy Out Rescue Knife. This one here. And Gerber has a new knife, or I think they made it as a replacement for the river shorty, that has a little locking mechanism here, so it pulls out. And it looks a lot like the river shorty.
Yeah, I don't like that locking thing where I don't like that.
Why not?
Yeah, that's what I had.
Why would you not want a locking thing?
Because I feel like you could just easily like knock into it and pop it off.
Oh, it's not. Out. So you've seen this knife?
I've seen another version with it on both sides.
Okay, well, this one's just, it's pretty small. I mean, it's way better than the river shorty. Oops, wrong thing. Like, it seems like to me, it would stay in. Like, you could maybe knock it, but it would be hard. But this is, I think, their new river shorty. So what I want to do is just cut some rope with these and just show the differences in their cutting ability. Does that sound good, Aaron? You with me here?
I am. Before we go into that, though, Zach, one question I have for you is, after you cut the rope, what do you do with your knife?
What do you mean? What do I do with it? Do I put it back in the sheath, or what do you mean?
Do you have to, does it take 2 hands to put it away? Can you put it away with one hand? You just throw it in the river because you can't put it away easily because it's so sharp.
If I use this knife?
Yeah.
Ooh, I just almost cut myself. I might need 2 hands. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I think it's just something to think about. Like, it's like when the raft comes off. Like, not saying you're not going to pull out, but like, oh, what do you do with it afterwards too? So.
Yeah. So the Bear Claws one I wanted to try. I've used it before. I wish I had one here. I wish I had one here for the test. And so
is that the thing where you catch it and pull towards you?
It's like the curvy one.
Like really hard curve, like it comes all the way around. Like it's like a hook.
Yeah. So the Bear Claws one, I wish we had it here to demonstrate to everybody. I'm gonna share the Chrome tab. It's this one, which I like this one a lot. I think this is a good one. I think the case it's in, it's not really good at staying in the case. It's sort of like the river shorty, right? So a lot of people that have this have like a little thing on it that like they have to pull it to break it loose. And you put your finger in it, and I like that it's sort of like almost curved. What I think we're going to find is have a straighter curve is really going to help cut, right? It's curved back on itself, which is going to make it cut a little bit better. So, yeah, I think that one, the Bear Claw, is pretty cool. And like a Bear Claw, Aaron. Yeah, I think the Bear Claw is an interesting choice. I think I wish I had one here. The downsides are, one, it doesn't stay in its sheath all the time. It could fall out. And two, it's a short blade. And I think having a longer blade will help cut things better. But that's just my thought. So let me do some things really quick. I want to go through these really fast. I'm going to grab this one. We're going to cut just some really simple rope, right? This is just really thin rope, and see if this thing can cut rope. So 2 tries, this one cut the rope. And then this is this diving knife that some people love. I'm not a fan, but we're about to find out. Can it cut rope? This is why I'm not a fan of this one. 2, 3. I don't think the serrated edges are big enough to really cut rope well. And this side is sharp. So sometimes if I really want to cut something, like if you're like really need to cut something in emergency, you might put your thumb up against the sharp thing to really push it into the knife. So this one, let me try it again. 1. I don't want 2, 3. So to cut this easy rope, this took 4 attempts. And this is not scientific, so whatever. And then this is the Gerber Easy Out rescue, the classic. 1, 2. That was like 1.5, right? The River Shorty. And then the one I'm going to claim is the best. And the reason I like this one is it's a long blade with really good serration. So you get when you do one pull, I mean, that was nothing. That was nothing cutting it. All right, so let's go to webbing. Let's talk about webbing really quick. We'll take the new Gerber knife. I forget what it's called. It was like butter. That was pretty easy. And then let's take the River Shorty. Not as good, but pretty good. And this dive knife that people use a lot. It just gets caught. It took 4. It gets caught up in these little tiny serrations you get caught up in. And then we'll use my go-to. Yeah, just 1, no problem. So that's webbing. And then let's just look at rope. Like this is actually like pretty standard. This is Sterling float line. This is pretty standard throwback rope. So we'll just cut with these. This is the new Gerber, whatever it's called. 1. That was pretty easy. And then the old River Shorty. Oh, geez. And those of you at home, if you have your knife and want to practice, compare, please do. The River Shorty does it in 2 cuts. The dive knife, whatever this one's called. This is the Deep Sea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One thing too, it's such a thin plastic blade. It hurts to grab. If you want to pull really hard, it's hard to grab this knife.
That's kind of going back to Zach. We were talking about if your hands are cold, you're gonna have a hard time holding on to it. It's so small.
Yeah, you want a good handle, and then the Gerber, cuts it like nothing. So I'm just gonna say from this short amount of testing here, I'm gonna rate these as the Easy Out rescue knife is the easiest to cut. The River Shorty's next. Gerber's new knife is a close, and this Deep Sea thing is just awful. But the real test is, I think, is dirty old throwback rope. Let me go big here too. I mean, this is the real test to see. This is the hardest thing to cut. It's thicker rope. It's been used. This is what you'll see in the field is just dirty old rope. So we'll start with this thing actually seems dangerous cutting with this knife. This is the Deep Sea knife. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna give up. It's barely through. Can you see that? I'm not even. I mean, this is embarrassing. All right. So this I feel like this knife. People love this knife. It looks cool in your PFD. It has it's the best closure, right? That you just pull these things. You have to pull them both. You can't just pull one, so it's not going to accidentally come. This is the best closure. It's just a terrible cutting knife because these serrations are so small and so short, right? And the other side is sharp, which I don't like. All right, that one goes away. Let's use this Gerber knife, this new one. 1. And the one thing about this knife, it has this nice plasticky big handle. It already is just easy for me to pull hard with. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Maybe you got to go back to the other one if you're talking trash about the other one and the Gerber didn't get into either.
Well, if you look at the size, I can just tell the size of the cuts, right? This is the deep sea one didn't do much. This one actually did something. But again, this isn't that sharp of a knife, but it feels good to handle. Let me use the old River Shorty to cut this. The River Shorty has nice serrated edge, and it's a long serrated edge, if you can see that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like this is going to do it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Didn't
exactly. You brought me back. Big screen. Get rid of me again.
Right.
There you go.
So now let's go with the Gerber Easy Out Rescue Knife. Let's see if we can cut it with this. 1, 2. This just seems like a no-brainer to me, right? Like this was what I knew the answer was. So I don't think I'm forcing this, but I think
you're very proud of yourself right now, aren't you, Zach?
I already knew this was going to happen. I feel weird even showing this off on YouTube, but I think what I'm going to tell you that I think are important things, and too bad I won't focus on this, but here, I think what really helps for cutting after doing a lot of tests like this for any knife, one is you want a long serrated edge, right? The longer it is, it's every time you cut, it's going to have a lot more teeth on it. When you cut with this little baby knife, if you look at how long the serration section is, it's about, you can see it, but it's about only 60% as long, right? And same thing even with the Gerber, the River Shorty, it's about 80%. So a long, what you really, I think, this is my opinion, you want a long serrated edge. You want medium serrations, right? I've used bigger serrations and they don't cut as well either. Like this is you want the right like size of serrations. And you also want it to be, I think, straight or like even curved back on itself. So these knives where they kind of bend, like they kind of like, what's the word for this? They kind of triangle down, they kind of slope down. You really want them to come back up like this if you can, or at least be straight or come back up because you get a better cut when you're doing it. So I'm going to make the claim when you're looking for a river knife, you want medium serrations, not tiny ones. You want a lot of them over a long length of the blade, and you want it flat or curved back even if you can. So that's what I'm looking at personally when I look at knives.
Well, it seems to me the clear thing is you don't want to use that last rope on your raft because you can't cut it very easily.
Oh, you don't want to use old rope, old dirty rope. And that's a good lesson too. Like old dirty, like for your throwback. I mean, this is a good. So let's go. Oh, there's all kinds of questions. Hold on. Screwdriver. Well, Aaron and I talked about doing the cream cheese spreading. I should have brought some cream cheese. Like, what do we actually use them for? And that's spreading cream cheese. So I'm going to say this is the classic, cream cheese spreader. This one will do a good job. This one's probably the same. The problem with using a folding knife for spreading cream cheese is you get cream cheese in the mechanism. So I'm going to make this one last. But it probably does a better job than this.
It's just so cute.
People love this knife. So anyway, go back. Maybe the deep sea is the best screwdriver. Yeah, no, that's probably, you're right. It is the best screwdriver. Good point. Are they all brand new, sharpened, or have they been used in the field a bunch?
Good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. So that's a good point, Dan. This one has been probably, I don't think this one's been used the most because my friend who owned it doesn't use his river knife, but it's been in his PFD for a long time. No, he let me borrow it. The Gerber, I've had it. I haven't used it that much other than to spread cream cheese, but I've had it for a long time. This one's brand new. Just bought it for this show. And this one is brand new too. All my PFDs have this one in it. So it's been out in the water a bunch, but it's never been used. But like river knives are not something we're not using them commonly to cut things. I don't think they get that dull. Tapers what I'm using for. You if it tapers down, it's really hard you want it to like really cut that rope. So you don't want the taper. And so going back to the bear claw, put the bear claw back in here. How do I get in here? Right. I think the bear claw is super cool. I think it has the medium serrations, which is good. It has that aggressive feel, so it should cut through things. I think the handles may be hard to hold. Maybe those, if you can tell me what's wrong, maybe I'm wrong. And also this even though that's great serrations that are curved, it's not a long blade.
No, it's really short. It's too short.
Yeah.
It's really, really short from what I remember it too. It's another cute little knife that's very cute, but yeah, I don't. Yeah.
But I bet it cuts through. I agree. Going back to Jay Clute, like I bet it melts rope. Right. I bet it will go through those other ropes really well. I doubt it's. I mean, this is the test. Like this old dirty throwback rope. Right.
What kind of rope is Zach? It's not just that's dirty. What is that? Is that
it's a throwback rope. It came from a throwback.
Yeah, but is it the good type of throwback ropes, like the ones that are like for they can take a load? What is it? Spectra? It's a Spectra.
It's not Spectra. It's not Spectra, but it's good. It's good throwback rope.
Okay, that's amazing how much stronger that rope is. Yeah, Zach, I'm annoyed because like I think you're right, and. I mean, I think you're right about that being the best blade. I
want to cut rope. Nothing beats this.
Yeah.
It has the longest blade, the right serration, and Gerber makes knives. It's not like you're buying it from a company that does other stuff. That's what they do, and so they know how to make good knives. It's an entire serrated edge.
I'm a fan of the Gerber River Shorty still, though. I think it's a good knife, and
it's adequate. But it comes out. It doesn't stay in the case.
No, Zach. I've had the same one for 15 years. Because the way I wear it. No, because I wear it on my side upright, so it doesn't come out.
Aaron, I think you're being a creature of habit here, right?
I had a little bit, and I agree a little bit, but my creature of habit works. I haven't lost my knife, and it works. And have you
ever used your knife in the field to cut rope?
Yes.
And you're stoked having external.
Yes. You
wouldn't want it in your PFD.
Well, I have one in my PFD too, but that one I used to like cut apples and like spread cream cheese.
Which one's in your PFD?
Oh, I don't know. It's some random little flip open knife that I found and put in one time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it worked.
So, Mike,
well.
yeah, I mean, I only bring a folding knife. That's how I roll for a couple of reasons. One, I think it's just a better. So, like, it might take me 3 extra seconds to get my knife out, but I'm going to cut rope way faster. So I think I just made the case that maybe it's better to have this than an external knife. Maybe I didn't.
Zach, if you can get your knife out.
I can. So like, that's a thing I train on, right? Let me grab a PFD here. Well, to show everybody kind of what I do. So can you hear me?
Yes, barely.
So I have a bunch of PFDs. Right. For different things. This is just a palm one. The way I do things personally, this is just my take on it. You think, take it or leave it, is I put my whistle on the zipper right here. And so I can always grab the whistle to easily open it up. And I always leave the zippers up top. I never put them to a side. So with one hand, I can pull this and I can pull that. And I always know my knife is on here and I can open it with one hand. So like I have my
zippers come undone because of force of like have you ever have your zipper pulled up?
The other day.
Yeah.
I got beat down in a hole the other day, kind of bad. And I was wearing my Stolquist PFD that has the side zipper, and the zipper broke. And my iPhone was in there. So I thought I lost my iPhone, but luckily I didn't. So I have only the Stolquist Descent PFD is the only one I've had a zipper. I've had both my Descent zippers break.
But I've had when I've had the, when you have your whistle, you have your whistle on there. I've seen the whistle pull the zipper open for me.
I've never had that happen.
I've had that happen.
I think these new clamshell pockets are the future. PFD should have these. And I think the way that you put this up top, it works great. I think that this Palm PFD they need to figure out some couple things on the zippers, but if it's always up top, it opens easy. Your knife's right there, and nothing beats this knife. Like
have you ever had your hands be so cold that you couldn't open the knife up?
No.
You don't get cold hands.
No.
I get gold hands.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
There's some more really good comments. I think 1983
Okay.
Blue Puma. You've already.
So let's finish it up. Yeah, that's what I do. I don't do it. And I want to finish one thing. I feel like a knife on a PFD sends a message. It's also communicates a message about things. And so if I'm going to be guiding like class 5 and I need people to take me super seriously and be nervous, I might put an external knife on just to send a message, right? Whereas if I'm guiding, nowadays I'm guiding like class 3 multi-days with kids and families. I want to put them at ease. And so I want to kind of hide my knife. I don't want to have knives and rescue gear all over me because of the message it sends of like, this is a place you should be scared. I want them to feel comfortable. That's just my thinking too. So it's partially because I think this is a better knife, but partially because I think it communicates a message depending on the situation you're in. Here we go, Aaron. I'll let you answer.
Yeah, the floating river knife. Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking about. The Gerber looks like they could make it floating very easily. Totally glary Blue Puma. That's where I was going with that with last week's show. Because I was like, look at this river, the river shorty, and it's like, man, I bet they could make the handle, make it so there's like some flotation in here, make it the same size, still good grip, pull it out. If you drop it, oh, there it is. I can pick it up and still use it. It's not gone.
Yeah, except I don't think I want my knives to float. I don't want to have my knife fall out and then be swimming next to my knife. I don't want not floating knives. That's not a thing I want in a whitewater environment.
Well, if you have yours that folds out, then you definitely want it floating because it's floating closed up and it doesn't matter until you open it.
I want it to float when it's closed and I want it to sink when it's open. I mean, literally, Gerber, good, like you did your best. This is not your best effort. All you do is take this knife, make that sharp. This is awesome. Take this knife and then do this enclosure. And you'll have the ultimate river knife. Like just combine.
Wait.
Combine these two things.
Wait, that knife. I thought you said your knife shape is better.
It's better, but for an external knife, you can't make it. If you could somehow make this blade the same serration, they're pretty similar serrations.
Why couldn't you just make that blade on there?
Okay, so if you can just take this knife and put it in, there you go. Combine those two things.
No, I don't like that. I don't like those catches. I don't like those two things. I think
you're a creature. You're wrong. This release is the best release.
No, it's not.
Aaron, your friction release is not the best release.
Zach, I think just don't wear it this way. If you wear it this way, it's fine. If you wear it this way, it's not going to work well for you.
Oh, so use gravity. Use gravity.
Well, no, it just sits there in here and it's out of the way. Just don't wear it here like this and you won't lose it. Okay. Even with the ones with this, I've seen those ones come out here too.
I like the River Shorty. It's a great knife. And for a couple of reasons I like it is because it's a good handle to grip. It works both ways, right? And it's dull point, this side's dull. Yeah. And it's made to cut rope. It's not as good as this for cutting rope, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's made to cut rope. I've used this for a long time.
Good. More comments.
Nathan, you're a genius, of course. Thank you.
Go to Zach.
The final stage of enlightenment. It's sure. Again, yes, I don't want my
people are getting into this floating knife. I got hammered.
If your knife falls out and it floats and you go for a swim, you're swimming next to a floating knife.
No, it's not going to fall out. It's more you drop it when you're trying to do something. You drop it. You're like, oh gosh, I dropped my knife. I need my knife. There it is. Pick it up. Cut the thing.
Okay, I disagree. So Alvaro says, put your whistle on those retractable lanyards that people use for work IDs. Yeah, I see people do that a lot. I am not a fan because those retractable lanyards could get caught on something. Yeah. It violates, to me, the clean lanyard principle. Why? I don't know. I've always wondered why people do this. And maybe I can be educated here. What he's saying is there's these little loops you can put here. And so I can reach my whistle here just fine. So why would I add a violation of the clean lanyard principle next to me? I don't understand. I can reach down all my PFDs. I have to bend my neck. Which is, you have to look down. I can't look around while I'm blowing my whistle. But when I blow my whistle, I don't do it very often. And when I do it, it's, I don't do it very often. So I'm okay bending my neck.
And let's talk about the whistle thing for a second. You blow it and then you're done blowing it. You're like,
yeah,
whatever, one time, two times, whatever. And then you're usually, you got something to do. You can't just hang out there and be like, I'm going to blow my whistle for a while. No, you blow your whistle and then
You got the
Get back to it.
attention, you move on. So I mean, I feel like having it externally mounted is nice because if you're in an emergency and you want people to pay attention, like you're just pinned on a log or something, you want to be able to get to it and blow it 3 times without minimal effort. Right? You want people to know you're in danger. I don't want to stick in my PFD and have to unzip it to get it out. It's nice to have it external, but I also don't need it right by me on a lanyard where it's just right there. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm wrong all the time.
Yeah.
It's got a dope point.
Yeah, I mean,
what's really talk about? It's got a dope point, but it's still a knife with a sharp edge floating down the river next to you.
What, Zach? I mean, come on.
First of all, and to make it float, you have to add a lot of volume to it. What are you gonna add? You're gonna add a big like puffy thing next to it.
It would work great. It would work great.
You can just do it. You know those GoPro things that tie into a GoPro and they float. Just get a little floating next to it. It's fine. Make your own.
All right. Speaking of whistles, go back to whistles for a second, Zach. Since we're talking about all this.
Hey, Aaron, I got all 3 of your favorite whistles here. That's the final part of our show.
Oh, you brought them? Because I got mine here too.
I have them all.
The Fox 40 Sonic Blast, and then the Fox 40. I got my Fox 40, my Fox 40 Sonic.
Do you have the Fox 40 Sharks?
No, I want that one. I'm jealous. I just can't. I can't afford to spend the money on that right now. It's like $8. I'm living. I gotta live tight. You know, Hawaii's expensive. Gotta pay rent.
Okay. So let me introduce this. Do you want to introduce this, Aaron? No,
go for it. You introduce it. Yeah.
So this is the knife or the whistle that most of you probably have. And if you have something other than this, you probably should get a Fox 40. And the reason it's important is it has no P in there. Like it can blow when it gets wet, right? That's just the Fox 40 is the classic whistle. You can blow it when it gets wet. Most of us have this. Well, Aaron is a water polo coach and he gets, I don't know how you get all this stuff. He introduced me to what is called the Fox 40 Sonic Blast. So it's louder and it has this rubberized thing, which is better for some reason. And you can blow it either direction. You don't have to like this one. I think you have to blow this way. You can't blow it upside down or want to. So I switched all my whistles over to the Fox 40 Sonic Blast because it's louder. Why would you not have the Sonic? Why would you not get the Sonic Blast when it exists? So I got a bunch of Sonic Blast. Well, then Aaron's the other day says, no. What's even better is the Fox 40 Sharks. Right? You don't own one, Aaron. You just sent me the link to it, so I had to get one.
Well, I think the attachment's better on it. I think it's a more solid attachment.
It's a bigger. Tiny thing.
Yeah. I think that's a more solid attachment. That's why I like.
It's a real keychain, not like a little mini keychain. But it's louder too, right?
It looks like it connects better too, just to the plastic. It's like not going to break off as easily. Because I worry about that with the Sonic Blast. I feel like it's pretty small in there. You know,
it's the same as the Fox 40 Classic.
Yeah, exactly. That one look more solid, and it sounds cooler. I mean,
the name of it.
But going like the Fox 40 is 115 decibels.
This one's 115. The classic one we all have 115.
The classic is 115.
Okay.
The Sonic Blast is 120.
I think that's only like 4% more.
It's 5 more, but how much more? It's decibels though. So you know how much louder it is? It's over twice as loud. The decibels, decibel loudness is like the difference in how loud it is a lot.
Can I find out?
Yeah, I was trying to find it again because I looked it up the other day. Yeah.
Hold on. That's not very loud. Why is it not loud, Aaron? I think this one's defective. This is the classic. That's pretty weak sauce. How about here's this one. It's a little louder. Now let's try the Sharks. They're not as loud as I thought they'd be. The Sharks is about the same to me as Sonic Blast.
Yeah, they are the same. They are the same. They are the same. But I think that's
so. These two are the same decibels.
Yeah.
So you made me buy this stupid thing.
No, I didn't know you bought a bunch of. I like the Sharks better because I think it's more of a solid connection. I like that one better.
I'm
it's the
gonna
same.
send you the sharks. I want you to send me your Sonic Blast then.
No.
I'll tell you why I don't like. I'll tell you why I don't like the sharks. It's just
What?
bigger. It's bigger. It's not
uh,
as minimal. Where the Sonic Blast is about this. It's about the same size as the Fox 40. It's not very in the way. This is a little bit obnoxiously big. So if it's the same amount of
Let me
decibels,
check.
I don't really care.
It's a shark. SHARX, right?
SHARX.
Yeah. I'm pulling up right now, checking the decibels on it. Yeah, they're both 120. But yeah, I believe like when you go from 70 decibels, let's just say to like 120 decibels, that's 32 times as loud.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I haven't blown a whistle in a long time. It's not very loud. Maybe it's because I have headphones in, but it just doesn't feel that loud.
I'm gonna say this: like coaching, when you're officiating, like when I was officiating with the Fox 40, water pool, I was officiating with the Fox 40 because that's what everyone used to use. And this guy I was officiating with, he's like, dude, you gotta stop using. He actually gave me this one. He's like, use this, and I was like, it was noticeable. Like the kids could hear it better. It was noticeably louder, and like
Aaron,
definitely.
Is that whistle on your keychain?
No. This is. No, so it's got a combo. This is my officiating setup. So it's got my earplugs in it. But then it also has my little surfboard key on it right now because I didn't know what to do with this because I didn't want to lose my little surfboard key for changing out my fins. So this doesn't really belong on it, but yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Blue Puma. I haven't blown a whistle in a while, and I expect it to be louder. Let's just put it that way. And I've been in some situations recently where we use whistles and nobody heard them. So I'm the effectiveness of whistles. That's why I wanted the louder ones because I was surprised how ineffective the whistle was. This is not loud. I feel like it's defective. Is there a secret of blowing these, Aaron?
As you get older, your hearing gets worse. So maybe you just can't hear as well anymore.
I'll ask Heather's in the house. I'll ask if she heard of any of these while we were doing this. I'm pretty sure she didn't. But I will tell you, I noticed a difference, and probably you guys can too. And this has a little bit more distinct ring to it. It's a little louder.
Yeah, it is. So, yeah.
I think. I mean, to me, it seems like a Sonic Blast. These were like $8, right? I think it should be a no-brainer that people switch to the Sonic Blast. And the thing is rubberized. So when you like put your teeth down on this, it's on plastic. Having it on the rubber feels a lot better.
You can get rubber on the Fox 42 if you want.
The Spyderco Salt Series. So somebody told me about so there's another knife, some like Spyderco rescue knife, Salt Series. That they said was the best, and I bought it, and it didn't. We actually did a live show about this a few months ago. It didn't cut knife as well at. Sorry, let me go to this. I'm gonna open this up. Spyderco Salt Series. Let me open this up. Stop screen, share. Because I'm always up for learning about new knives and things. But somebody commented on one of the videos I did about, so I got this one right here. One just like it.
Ooh.
And it was super cool. It feels, I mean, it's bigger. So like that's the downside. I kind of don't want a bigger knife because it's more weight in your PFD. It takes a bit more space. But we did a test compared to the Gerber, and the Gerber cut rope better. Just side by side. This one certainly looks cool. And it's certainly like one of the issues is that the serration finishes part way. If this serration went the whole way, it would have cut better.
It's an expensive knife.
It's expensive. And, I was trying to find it. Oh, hey, here, there we go. I think maybe that one. Or maybe that's the one I need.
That's got serration all the way to the end.
Yeah. Maybe I didn't get the right one. I wonder if that one's better. No, and I can't find it. I tried to find it for this episode and I couldn't. I think I lost it, which sucks because it's expensive. These look pretty cool too. Look at that one. There we go. Look at that.
Looks short though.
Yeah, and the serrations like not as good. I think but I like that it's curved. These are pretty cool. Ladybug. Oh, that's a good one for you, Aaron.
Yeah, I like the ladybug.
Man
Yeah.
bug. Native 5 salt. Yeah, these are. This one seems a little smaller too. Yeah, I mean, I wish I had a bunch of money to buy all these and test them out now. Interesting. I do have to say, after testing out, I did have one of these, and we compared it to this in a show. You were with me, Aaron. I remember we did the same test we did earlier. We're revisiting that, and this cut better.
Yeah. No, that's.
I mean, I think that's the thing about river knives when people go to buy them is you buy what your friends have or what people tell you to buy. You don't go to REI and get to test all the knives with ropes. So our goal here is to like share some knives that we have and do it on video so you can see like what works and what doesn't. I mean, you don't unfortunately you buy a knife and then you get it and then you can test it. And so I think the goal here is to have a few knives, and we didn't test any of the NRS knives, but I would have liked to compare them. The thing I noticed about the NRS knives is that they all kind of go taper down, which I don't like, versus being a straight edge.
So Zach, it sounds like to me like a lot of the life jackets I have don't have a zipper that's cool like your cool zippers on them. Actually, as a matter of fact, none of mine.
Oh yeah.
Like the high float, the NRS high float, for example, has got the zippers on the sides down low, and like kind of like right here. And this one's got a pretty low too. So I think that's great you talk about, but I think it's kind of life jacket dependent. I think a lot of life jackets don't work the pockets aren't set up that well for taking your knife out.
I mean, I think the future of life jackets is smart storage and smart thinking for internal and external knives. I hope.
I think more important is having a lot of flotation on your life jacket, and that should be more important than having the cool little pockets.
Check this out.
Whoa, that thing is bright.
Testing this bad boy out.
Where are the pockets?
So the pockets are here, unfortunately.
Yeah, see, like that's awkward to get to. You can't get to that with you can't use your left hand to get to it.
If I had my knife, in this pocket, it'd be hard to get to. But this PFD, although this is the search and rescue version, 25 pounds of flotation.
Ooh, like that.
Yeah, and it's super comfy actually. If I can put it on.
Is that by Mustang?
Yeah, it's like a search and rescue one they have, and I'm trying to get the manufacturers of PFDs to make PFDs that have flotation and good pockets. And so they have this search and rescue PFD that they may turn into like a recreational. They have the chassis. They just need to take off all the like bright colors and reflectors.
If you're talking to them, can you make it so the shoulder straps are longer? Because even that one needs to sit lower on your body.
Aaron, I don't have any real play with any. Where did I put the knife?
Tell them to make the shoulder straps longer.
I don't.
If you're listening, Mustang, make the shoulder straps longer so it can sit lower, so it's not up here around his neck. It's sitting down below.
I lost my knife. Oh, these shoulder straps? They adjust.
Yeah. You make it looser. How loose can you go? Because it still sits up really high on you. Like you want it lower than
Aaron,
that.
it's not. It's maybe.
It's a little high up on your. It's high up on your diaphragm. You want it below your.
It's not as bad as you think, Aaron.
It's not as bad, but it's not as good as it could be.
This also, the one thing about this PFD is it's a one size fits all PFD. This is a universal.
That's why you need to have the shoulder straps adjustable. If it's one size fits all.
But if they made, I'll make this big. If they made this one in sizes, they can maybe adjust. Like this is also made for somebody 5'2". There are adjustments to shorten it. But there's all kinds of buckles here and things. Our buckle has to get done, and this.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of all
that. The safety harness has to get done. All the buckles.
Make it hard to climb back in your raft right there.
Yeah, I mean, I think having this in the way isn't what I want. But you could put a knife. I don't know where they plan to put. The rescue people plan to put knives on this one.
That's why I think you put it. You put it on the outside underneath your arm. It's perfect. It's the Cavignola spot. Actually, we can call it the John Brick. Oh, what's that? There you go. Oh yeah, that's That's winner right there. Winner, chicken dinner.
I don't know. But it'd be cool if there was like a smart, like a pocket up here. Yeah, there's a way.
I think it's hard with the zipper. When the front zipper, it makes it hard to have a pocket up high that you can get to. If you don't have a front zipper, if it's an over-the-head life jacket, yes. But I feel like if it's not an over-the-head life jacket, it's challenging.
Yeah, Mike, I'm going to look pretty cool in that black wing in this jacket. That's for sure.
Good point, Mike. Yeah, good point.
This jacket, I don't think it looks the coolest, but it looks cooler than most high float vests. And they could do some things to make it look cooler, I think. I don't know. But
like
I think
lower on your body.
But I think I 25 pounds, Aaron.
I'm excited. I love the flotation. I'm very happy about that. You know me, my feeling on flotation.
So
25 pounds. Great.
I mean, would you rather have 25 pounds of flotation or optimal zipper placement?
Oh, I take the 25 pounds of flotation, but I want the flotation lower on my body.
Yeah,
but,
yes. I mean, I think
that's why I go back to the Gerber, because then I can put the Gerber on the outside of that in that spot where I can access it with both arms.
Yeah, I hear
out
you.
of the way.
So I think a zipper front keeps that big. If you have a zipper front, you can't have that big pocket in the front. So I think the feature of PFDs personally is like figuring out how to have flotation over the head with the front pocket, where you can quickly store a knife, have a whistle handy.
The zipper is nice though because it's easy on, easy off. It's much faster to put on, much faster to take off. Like you get to you're less adjusting of straps, less messing around. So
that PFD is super comfortable. Actually, I really like it.
Yeah.
I haven't used it yet. I'm getting ready to take it out, but I haven't used it yet. But it's very, very comfortable.
You gonna kayak in it?
No, no, it wouldn't be any fun to kayak in. It's a rafting PFD. No. I think for kayaking, you need motion. I mean,
I want to
so
see you try kayaking one day, just see how it goes, just to review it for kayaking.
The thing is, when I go kayaking, I usually want to look cool. Like I care, if I'm put in with all the bros and bras, I want to look cool. I don't want to have something that looks with all those like yellow things on it and the reflectors, and I definitely want to fit in. I don't want to stand out. But rafting, I'm fine. I'm fine looking like a dork rafting. It's fine. This is just me being insecure about
your kayaking skills, or you just realize that kayakers are you saying that kayakers are more judgmental than rafters?
No, I'm saying that I mean, kayakers generally are cooler, so it's harder to fit in with them. Yeah,
they're like the cool crowd at school. The rafters are more like the nerd crowd who's just accepting of whatever, whoever you are.
Yeah, you can wear whatever dorky PFD you want, and you can, unless you're hanging out with like the super ballers, like the guys running the truss every day and doing a little white, all those like the super awesome rafters. I wouldn't wear that around because they would be like, "What's that dork doing? Who does he think he is?" But like normal people are pretty cool. They're all cool. It's just like it's my own insecurity. It's my own, just like wanting to fit in and be viewed as somebody who's cool. That's all. Aaron, I think we've done. We covered a lot today.
That was a great show. Yeah, that was.
I want to wrap it up. I want to wrap it up with some things that if you watch this hour and a half, I could sum it up in a few minutes, in 1 minute. On urethane boats, so Sotar or Wing, or the inner bladders of air. We think type A Terade is the thing. That's number one. Number two, if you want the best knife for cutting rope, I'm going to present the Gerber Easy Out Rescue Knife as the best thing for cutting rope. If you want an external knife or a different knife, some things to look for, I think, are a medium serration, and you want a long serration, and either a flat or almost curved blade to cut better. Those are things I would look for in a river knife. And finally, the Fox 40 Sonic Blast is a really nice whistle. So before everybody goes, I'm going to put some links to some Amazon shopping carts if you want to buy that stuff to help pay for some of our expenses with the show. I have a couple. I'm going to put up my rescue gear and repair shopping carts.
And when you go in there, you might as well buy a computer or two or something big, some big ticket item to really.
You don't have to use these, but if you do buy some things and want to support the show, maybe we'll get Aaron a cool Rambo poster to put behind him someday. We got to upgrade your studio there, Aaron.
What are you talking about? Like I'll have a big picture of gear behind me, like not real gear, but I'll just get like a big picture that shows it like looks like the back of yours or something like that. Isn't there a way to do fake background or something like that with this? So I can have.
No, we'll get you a real background. But anyway, if anybody wants to support the show, we spend a bit of money trying to do these shows, like buying different equipment and stuff. And I'm fine. I'm happy doing it. I'm not asking for handouts, but if you're going to buy stuff anyway and want to use the links, We get a few bucks off the links. We super appreciate it if you do.
And you don't even just have to buy the stuff that the links are to. If you just use that link and then go buy, you don't need to buy something else from Amazon. You just click the link. Zach still gets credit. It's really nice.
Click the link and buy something super expensive.
Yeah.
And I mean, Aaron, would you allow us to change your background? Like if I bought you something for your background, would you, or is that your house? You're like, I love that, whatever that thing is, towel.
No, this is a rental place we're renting and we want to move out pretty quick. We're not going to be here. Like, so we didn't want to do anything to the walls because we didn't want to.
So in your new place, are you gonna have a studio for not your
That's the plan. We'll see. We can get a 2-bedroom. We can move into 2 bedrooms for the 3 of us. You know,
and make one a bedroom, the studio.
Yes, the studio / office / yes, everything. Right. Yeah, so, yeah, definitely.
So we'll get some money together to help make your studio more inspiring.
Oh, thanks. Yeah,
I want a Rambo poster behind you. I really want a big Rambo poster right behind you. That's for whatever reason.
Original or when he's like in his 60s?
No, original. The one where he has the M60 and like shirts off, like cuts all over him. All right, one more comment. We'll finish this thing up. Security zip ties, or secure knives, whistles, and rescue gear. 5-pound pole. Yeah, I mean, Marcus, I think about this a lot. So there's security zip ties. The idea is you pull them and they break off at 5 pounds. And I have a lot of friends who, with the bear claw, do this. I think it's a really smart solution for the bear claw because you can pull the bear claw really hard and it will come off. It makes me worry for some reason. And the reason is, like, I feel like when I'm stressed and I need it, I want to be 100% sure it comes undone. And I also worry I'm going to pull it really hard, like it's going to yank, and then it might come out hard and cut somebody. So that's my only hesitation. I've never tried these, but I have a lot of friends who use these zip ties that are made to fail. They're designed to fail. I just have some hesitation, but it's probably unwarranted. So maybe like zip tying this on with a 5-pound zip tie might be super smart. I don't know. Thanks for the suggestion, Marcus.
Yeah, the zip ties it's an interesting way to go.
Yeah. The interesting thing about the bear claw is I've thought about with it is people put it up here a lot, right? With a little security zip tie, and then they can pull them and be ready to go. When you do that, you can't get it with this arm. So you're basically forcing yourself to use one arm. So if you only have one arm available, it's the wrong one, you're in trouble. The other thing is when those bear claws come off, the blade is like facing your throat sometimes. So it depends what side you put it on, right? So not all PFDs have the right side. So I would be careful having the bear claw where if it comes off, the blade is facing your throat, just to be careful. I'm not a big fan of having knives around my throat. That's just a personal.
So let me repeat this. So you're saying you don't like the idea of when you pull the knife out, the closest thing next to it when it comes out of the sheath is your throat, that you could for yourself. Yeah. Or your face is pretty close too. I mean, this is not so good. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why
that is a nice advantage of the flip knife, I'll say, is you can decide when you want to open
deploy
it. You can be like, take it away from my face. Now I'm going to open it. Right. I'm way away.
Yeah. And everybody who has strong opinions about, there's the people of the always and never, always have an internal knife, always have an external knife. A lot of people like, man, that one time, if I didn't have my knife, I couldn't have saved my friend. You hear a lot of people that story, like, man, seconds counted and I was there and I cut my knife out. But you wonder how many people with internal folding knives haven't cut themselves too, right? So
like, how many people have you heard cut themselves with their knife?
No, you're right. I'm an idiot. That was dumb. But you like
bullshit on that one.
Okay, you're right though. But there's certainly like a risk management thing you have to think about, right? Like just the whole package of where you put things. You have faster access to it, but you're also taking a chance you could cut yourself or somebody else, or it could fall out and cut something. So, it's not like, no, there's not people all over themselves cutting themselves with knives in the river. This isn't like a pandemic of people getting cut with knives, but it does happen.
Well, and I think the bigger thing, Zach, is when it's in one of these spots up here, you just see so many empty sheaths. You see so much of this, just a sheath with no knife in it, just sitting there. Well, what happened to your knife?
Used to, Aaron, but nobody buys the river shorty anymore.
I lost
Aaron, you're the only person which hardly anybody uses this knife anymore. Back in the day, everybody had empty reverse shorty knives. Dan Martin put a butter knife in it. Remember that? He just put a butter knife in there because that's all we ever used it for. But I think nowadays nobody uses this knife. It has a bad reputation. Not nobody, but hardly anybody.
Yeah,
because it falls out so many times. But I think there's risk management. There's a lot of trade-offs that we're looking at in terms of like you can get to it faster, but it's going to cut rope slower, or it could cut somebody, or it could come off and like slit your like. I don't think anybody's died from a bear claw, taking a bear claw to the neck. It's not, if it was a thing, we know about it, and it would be it'd be like on the show, it'd be the news. But it's possible. It's a consideration. Sure. It's a consideration.
All right,
let's close this thing down.
Yeah. We're falling back below mediocre. Here. All right, that brings us back to the end of another of Zach and Aaron's rafting shows. So. And I don't know what type of adjective we're going to use today.
Mediocre.
Mediocre. Is that adjective or adverb? Actually, adjective. Yes, adjective.
It describes a noun, so
yes,
it's an adjective.
Adjective. Yep. We'll be back here. We'll be here every Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Zach,
Maybe.
do you plan to have any?
No Monday show. I may not make it next Friday. I'm doing a thing, so I'll try to fit it in, but we may or may not be here next Friday.
All right. Okay, you guys, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show today. We appreciate your comments and your thoughts. If you haven't hit that like button yet, please do so now. Feel free to subscribe. And of course, turn on those notifications. Ring that bell so you get notifications anytime Zach posts anything. Like, if you haven't done so yet, you can use those links to go to YouTube, to go to Amazon and make Zach tons of money. If you have any videos, like if you want us to review more videos, you can send us your videos. You can send me a note at aaron@riversintooceans.com if you got some videos you want us to review. So that's it. But we'll see you guys maybe next week or the week after.